Hey, Joyner, good to see you. So first question for me, uh, so about the scrimmage, we understand that it's sort of you and Kylie as the post players because the veterans are still overseas. So talk us through what that's been like as a second year to sort of be, reliant upon in the post.
Yeah. Right now, I think it's honestly a learning experience, not just for me and Kylie, but for everybody. I don't think my true position is a true five, but I mean, just getting the reps in every day and trying to continue to soak up everything like a sponge and just learn while we can. I think it's a great opportunity for the both of us. Also, just getting as many reps as we can, that helps us get in shape. And I mean, there will be times where we will play at the five and our fives will need help. And so that we have the opportunity to be here and like figure it out now and not go into games and not know what to do. So I think it's helped us a lot, and me and Kylie have grown in the last week and a half, just trying to finish around the basket, catching these pick and roll passes and just being able to read off the guards and stuff like that. So I think it's helped us a lot.
And what did you learn yourself personally from that first scrimmage?
Um, I just making reads, I think, and I think our rebounding, we have to tighten it up as quick as possible, and just making sure we roll at all times. Me and Kylie kind of sometimes we're trying to like figure out if we're supposed to roll, pop, or whatever. But I think the more we roll, the better the reads will be, and the easier it'll be for the guards to have space and have easy passing lanes and stuff like that. And so I think just figuring that out and getting our timing on and just getting chemistry with the new players that we've added, like Banaja and Sammy, and just trying to build chemistry with them as well.
Great. Thanks so much, Joyner.
Miles?
Hey, Joyner.
Hi.
Last year you were a late signing, though you were still rostered before training camp. This year, you knew what to expect months out.
Right.
How do you say your comfort level has grown having some more slight sense of stability, even with the awareness, of course, that you need to battle and compete every day at camp?
I mean, well, obviously I signed while I was in Israel, so that was a good thing, I had a like a moment to breathe at that point. But I think just being able to know, like coming in, like knowing the offense from last year, knowing the coaching staff from last year, and just knowing what to expect, I think that was the biggest piece. Just taking into this year, obviously, but also I don't know, just regardless of if I signed a training camp contract, regardless if I signed a returning contract, I mean, every day you have to compete and you have to go at everybody each and every day. So I think just continuing to have that same mindset each and every day when I step on the floor, and just knowing like you got to know that you belong. Like you got to be confident in yourself and just know that you belong. So.
Absolutely. And if I could follow up, you had a really strong overseas season in Israel. You averaged a double-double. How was that experience for you in terms of obviously the basketball and the new style of basketball, but also just learning a new language, or not learning, or being around a new language and a new culture? And what was most impactful during your time there on you?
Like I tell everybody, I really enjoyed Israel. I loved it a lot. At first, when I first got there, I was kind of skeptical, but then like I kind of settled in and I met some new people. My teammate Kayla Davis, which is at Atlanta right now, I love her to death, and we got so close while being out there for the last 6 months. But I think just adapting to the new way of basketball, they obviously play a lot different, and it's a lot. I don't think I think the pace is way faster over here, but it's a lot of like offensive based out there and not much defense. So that was like kind of hard to adjust to, and then coming back here to New York and all we're talking about is defense. But I think Israel's a great place. The language barrier was really easy for me to adapt to just because their second language is obviously English. And so that was really easy. But the people were nice. The area that I was in was nice. I enjoyed my team and I enjoyed my stay there in Israel. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Arden?
Thank you once again. Hey, Johnner, I hope your day's been going well. One thing I've heard you talk about on a couple of occasions is this transition between being overseas and being back home. And one of the biggest things I've seen people accept and begin to understand more from the WNBA is the fact that you guys not only play extensively here, but also play extensively overseas. If you had the chance to speak to an upcoming player, whether in high school or college, do you think there's any way you could talk to them about preparing for the possibility of playing here and overseas, or is that something that they're just going to have to experience on their own and then they'll be able to understand what it is?
Honestly, with it being my first year overseas, I honestly think every place is different. Like I have friends in different areas and we kind of had similar conversations, but like as far as like being in Israel, like we would practice once a day. Some places you were doing 2 a days. And so I think just being in different areas, it might be different. But I think every place you go, they kind of cater to your playing style. Obviously, you're the American, so you're coming over to help them. So obviously, they're going to cater to your playing style. But I just think, I mean, just like I said, just be confident in what you want and like know what you. I think for me, going overseas, I think it was just a matter of like knowing what I wanted to work on. So like when I left my exit meeting with Walt and Dustin and Shelby, I knew exactly what I needed to work on when I went to Israel, and so that's really what I focused on. And then obviously adding to my game. So I think just having a plan when you go over there because you're going to be over there for an extensive amount of time, just having a plan. And then like, like I said, I mean, it helps obviously being overseas, it helps you like to get to know yourself. I got to know myself a lot more when I was in Israel, like being by myself and, being stuck in quarantine and stuff like that. And we were on lockdown for a lot of the time when we were over there. So you were in the house a lot. And so just trying to get to know myself and just working on my game as much as possible. So
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Last question, Jeff Magliocchetti.
Joyner, thank you for joining us today. Good to see you again. As a returnee to the Wall Hopkins system, what's one thing that newcomers, both player and fan and analyst alike, should know about the Wall Hopkins, Shelly P, Dustin Gray, and now Jackie Jamelis system?
The Liberty, we're going to play defense. We're going to execute defensively, and you're going to feel us. I mean, that's what we say in practice every day. Like, we're going to initiate contact, and you're going to feel us this year. Man, that's pretty much all I can put it in words.
Have you noticed a transformation in the defense with such a focus on it from the start camp to now to a week before the game?
For sure. Like we start practice with defense, like literally the first drill we do after we stretch is defense, and it goes from there. And I mean, we honestly like that's what we're taking pride in this year. And I think that's going to lead us into our offense. I don't think necessarily we have to obviously we have to get chemistry with each other on offense, but I think our defense will lead us into our offense. I think we're really good basketball players and we have the IQ, and I think everything it'll work itself out. And so I think, but for sure, like you're going to feel us this year. We're going to execute on offense and we're going to initiate contact on defense and we're going to play defense. So that's our mindset, defensive mindset this year.